Just a calm little stroll through the forest with the gang. In a peaceful world like Naruto, this is just another day in the life. Nothing ever goes wrong. Hey Jugo, didn't you say they was having a BBL contest in the Cloud Village? Oh yeah, that is today. Shit, we out there. Yes, we're alone. I'm finna get him paying child support today. Sasuke, since it's just me and you wanna get them nasty ass hands off me, Nick. Swear I can't stand this emo wanna be a Tachi ass chigger. Finally, I can aura form in peace. You know only one of us are allowed to do that at a time, right? I know this random ain't trying to tell me I can't aura form. Your brother better at it than you anyway, pussy. What the fuck? I guess this means Itachi's the only Uchiha left, right Toby? Except we all know the prince was not going out that easy. Going out to the Swifty Deidara after one attack? I'd be a hater for life. But luckily instead, we see him posted up protected by a fat snake in here just chilling. Not a drop of sweat on that face. He knew the plot wasn't letting that happen. But even so, the YN is logged in. Unlike that bum Kakashi, he can keep that Sharingan on about at all times. But just in case, Blondie starts glaring back, trying to look tough, not realizing he looked about sweet as hell. And nobody ever said, "Look, it's Deidara, I'm so scared." If we being for real, put him and Kiba side by side, and based purely off looks, I'd be more scared of Kiba. If it wasn't for that cloak, I'd think he was just another K-pop stan. But now the first thing Sasuke says is, "Tell me where Itachi is and I'll let you go." Pretty much calling him an irrelevant bitch. And he didn't like that, making him proceed to call Sasuke a nepo baby who wouldn't be shit if he wasn't an Uchiha, saying he's pretty much the Bronny James of ninjas. And we all know Uchigers in that pride do not let stuff like that slide, as he blitzes in and slices right through Toby, while Deidara jumps back and into a tree. As we see, my goats, Toby dropped to the ground. Oh, good. Oh my gosh, bro. He literally just started getting screen time, bro. Why, Sasuke? Why? Psych. My nigga Toby would never go out to no weak junk like that. Who the freak do you think he is? And Sasuke, realizing he ain't as tough as he thinks, hits his own kind with the side eye. He really is, just like his brother. But now Deidara goes reaching into his bags to feed those freaks some clay before pulling out 2 handfuls of some clay Bakugan, cause things are finna get wicked. Because he makes it rain on that boy, he trying to see something clap. Except Sasuke don't play like that, throwing some Chidori Senbon and pinning all them little freaks in the trees. Almost cooking my boy Toby again, but with some strays. I promise, if he get touched, I'm calling B. And then you go get touched in more ways than one. And hearing me, Deidara decides to not detonate him, which lets Sasuke come flying down on both of them, making Deidara turn into Magic Johnson, hitting his ass with the hee no look and booming Sasuke in the face. Finna have him coming out looking like Maki. And even though he was caught in the explosion too, Deidara comes sliding over just fine, before Sasuke comes jumping down too, resetting the fight and leaving us with the face off. Until Deidara goes reaching in them little fanny pouches and we see his hands start acting like they just ate some coleslaw, just regurgitating all over the ground, looking like somebody just squirted some lotion, before it starts to turn into these 2 creatures built like damn Mewtwo that Deidara sends towards Sasuke, making him immediately uphold. With what these freaks look like, ain't no way I'm letting them touch me either. So as they go marching they dumbasses over, Sasuke is just watching with pure disappointment on his face. Bro went from fighting Orochimaru to fighting what Orochimaru puts on Kabuto's face. This is just disrespectful. Except Sasuke slices, doesn't cut through, and then starts getting pressed, getting turned into Rudy Gobert, put on straight defense, until he decides to cook and gets off a clean 3-piece. That shit finger looking good, before loading a Chidori, bisecting the thing, and target locking the other one, going back to weaving as we see some clay go slithering towards the pile of kids, and attaching itself to it, starting to plump that thing up like Speed's lips, while Sasuke still getting pressed, until he notices bro done popped a self-revive and call for backup, as now he going 1v3. But as an Uchiha, he ain't ever scared of a jumping, so he grabs his sword, cooks Big Boy, then the little one, and then the toilet paper roll with the Popeye arms. But once again, they just split up, get pumped, and now start surrounding poor widow Sasuke from all angles. Welcome to the couch, buddy. But by this point, he done cooked so many, he's just getting spammed by a bunch of mini ones, looking like he just opened a bag of candy around some first graders. Now all of a sudden everybody hungry, y'all better. But now Deidara decides it's time. Casting a sign and booming behind Sasuke. Bro was having so much fun stat padding his KD, he forgot the things could explode. But luckily, he got that plot armor type durability, letting him just go fly into a tree branch, safe and sound. Until we see it get surrounded by the clay demons. They go pouncing at this man, not just trying to touch him, nah, they trying to blow him, as they go booming while following him through the forest. But luckily with that Uchiha IQ, Sasuke not worried, because he starts slicing down trees and making the bombs prematurely detonate. But at the end of the day, it's still too many, as we see that foot get caught, leading to him inevitably getting touched and everywhere too. I know Kareem mad as hell. But after completely encasing him, a fat explosion goes off, cooking that man, putting him on the menu with the Orochimaru. That is until we see a log come flying out the smoke, because apparently this nigga the only one who can still use substitution jutsu. It's an old man with white hair that's gonna need this in about 10 episodes, but guess what? He not gonna use it. So now he comes landing and as calm as ever. And at this point, even Toby start glazing. I swear, getting glazed by the ops only happens with Kakashi and Uchiha. This Sharingan bias is disgusting. And so Deidara reaches in his bag again, then makes his hand start Frenching it up, which I know he's done before in private, while saying that it's time to upgrade to C2, as hella clay goes turning into a big ass Ender Dragon that Deidara now hops on top of, telling Toby it's time to do that. Before we see the dragon just start throwing up more Bakugan bombs that Sasuke knows finna be a problem. So instead of waiting, he charges in, making the dragon blast an attack of his own that goes flying by Sasuke before hitting a U-turn and getting right on that ass. I know exactly what Naruto would do in this situation, except Deidara detonates it, but Sasuke just calmly flips away before landing all smooth and nonchalant without a care in the world. He really do think he's so cool. That Cloud Village humbling can't come fast enough. But now he realizes that my boy Toby is gone. But I notice it's not just him, but the Bakugans too. And since Sasuke isn't as smart or as much of a noticer as me, he goes running in with the Chidori anyway to try and catch Deidara while he goes flying away, giving him no choice but to erect the Chidori into a spear, and yet still comes up just short, since all he's packing is 5 meters. But now Deidara fries bro, saying he just stole that shit from Kakashi. Damn. Copying the jutsu of a copy ninja? That shit sad. Before doing a jutsu of his own, making the dragon make another one of them flying clay demons from earlier that he shoots off again, and it goes instantly bombing into the ground this time. But once again, Sasuke is just too fast, able to evade the explosion, but this time, they've already planned ahead. Because Sasuke stumbles on this soft spot on the ground and we just hear a click. So me and Sasuke already know what it means, as he gets boom, blowing everything to pieces, casting a fat cloud of smoke that we go in to see Sasuke with V2 of the curse mark activated, flexing them disgusting ass wings that he apparently used to fly up and evade the explosion. But seeing as this explosion was big as hell, sure he did. But then Toby comes popping out the ground saying that he set all the mines. And in about 15 seconds, it's gonna be pieces of Sasuke everywhere. And so Deidara chooses to not waste time making it happen, making the dragon blast his next bomb. And before Sasuke can even leave, that junk goes boom in another fat explosion that even makes Sasuke's sword go flying out the smoke and into the ground. So yeah, he's super cooked. Bro got blew up so bad he done dropped his loot. It really is GG's. As we go to see him sprawled out on the ground, literally cooked, with one of them wings gone, since he used them as shields. This would have been a great time to use a substitution though, I'm just saying. But seeing this, Deidara says it's time for the finisher, as the dragon loads yet another bomb. But ain't no way Sasuke been getting flambéed for this long without making a plan. Which is why we see him pull some wires and 2 fat shuriken come beaming towards Deidara just to get weaved. Yeah, just leave the planning ahead stuff to Itachi, my boy. You are not built for it. just stick to getting saved by the plot. As now the bomb blasts off, making Sasuke jump out the way, but Deidara like, yeah nigga, run from this belt. He must have forgot we got mobs spread out everywhere underground like it's the Uchihas. He finna get cooked. That is, until Sasuke lands on his sword and instantly loads in a Chidori, with the animators even giving his ugly ass a slow-mo shot, even they glazing. But now with them extra inches, Sasuke goes leaping up, bringing back out the Chidori spear, putting it right in that dragon's wing. And he not finished yet either, because then he slices that junk smooth off, got them both going wing for wing like it's Dave Blunt's vs Rod Wave. And Sasuke played it perfectly. First, he intentionally threw his lightning-infused sword to defuse any potential mines, and then using his shurikens to make Deidara move over said sword, then using that Wilt Chamberlain athleticism to jump up and get in range. Muy bien. But y'all remember that the shuriken had wires on them, right? Well, now Sasuke pulls him and snipes Deidara, pinning that blonde freak into his dragon. Got him in agony. All that talking crazy, now look at you. Look like you singing some Mariah Carey. So now the dragon goes crashing to the ground, and that big body triggers all the mons. Got the whole map getting switched down. But luckily, our glorious King Sasuke made some snakes that go and help him get out the smoke. And he's so confident, he even starts going back to base. Before we look in the sky and see that Akatsuki cloak go flying. That man done got blew up out his drawers. He probably on the ground naked, cooked, and crispy, boy. Out of every explosion so far, that one was easily the worst. And also, just look at Deidara, bro. Ain't no way somebody who looks like this got crazy durability. Which is why I'm so shocked when I see him bust out the smoke with a brand new bird and them arms still attached. I was really hoping them freaky ass hands would no longer be attached to this thug. But at least if he got him, that means Orochimaru or Kabuto doesn't. So I'll take it. Because can you imagine Kabuto with these arms while being Orochimaru's assistant? Yuck! But now Bird Chest Sasuke down here looking pissed. Bro just pulled off the play of a lifetime, and it still wasn't enough. But it's not just him, because Deidara is up here tweaking too, even having PTSD of him getting pinned down and stuck, which is something I know he's used to. But with Sasuke just standing here glaring at him, he even get flashbacks of the other Uchiha staring at him with those same accursed eyes. But low key, this is for sure flirting versus harassment. I mean, come on now. Itachi look way tougher. But that's irrelevant, because either way, the flashbacks got this man Deidara having an entire racist monologue about how their kind could never compare to the talents and arts of someone with superior genes like him. Pissing bro off to the point he even makes his own lips start bleeding. I know Danzo would love this man. The things they would have done to Shisui too, oh my goodness. And so at this point, all the rage bait and belt done pushed him to his limits. So he decides to do the equivalent of reaching in his bag, even telling Toby to run, because ain't nobody safe. As he just start puking up hella clay, looking like an elite spitter. Got Sasuke flabbergasted. He know Karin would never. But it's so much that it starts forming this cloud looking junk that starts changing colors before we see some feet boom into the ground. This man fetish must be crazy and low-key, but Sasuke in his one shoe just stand there watching the thing form before we see Deidara up here looking real crazy. Now if I were to describe what it looks like he just finished doing, YouTube would blow my shit smooth off, no pun intended. But he says he's been saving this move specifically for Itachi, since he just knows he would not be able to beat the king in some regular ones. Nope. But judging by the look on Sasuke's face, shit, he probably finna get cooked too, because he's looking at an enormous Deidara towering over him, and knowing his little ass cannot handle all that, he turns around and skedaddles as the clay Deidara comes walking him down. Got Sasuke looking back at it, terrified. And I don't know where his ass is running either. At some point, you gon' have to accept it. But then Deidara claps his hands as the C4 starts expanding into Dave Blunt's, getting almost as big as him, before just busting into nothing. No explosion, no candy inside like a piñata, or even silicone like a Kardashian. Nah, just air, leading Sasuke to assume it misfired. I mean, once again, just look at Deidara. he for sure shoots blanks, as we see him just floating in the air with this unhinged look on his face. At this point, it don't even look like bro wanna fight no more. He look like he wanna eat me, and not in the good way. Before suddenly, we see the animals around the forest just get Thanos snapped and go fading away like, yo, what the lizard do? But even worse than that, now Sasuke starts fading away, even saying, Mr. Itachi, I don't feel so good, before getting completely erased from existence. Once again, getting cooked before he can accomplish his ultimate goal. Low key, he just like Braun in the finals. You just be watching like, damn, this guy is tough. But he always seems to be in a boss fight that he cannot handle. And as a result, you end up 4-6 and a plot armor merchant. But nevertheless, you get glazed. But regardless, apparently Toby was the sole survivor, which gives him the chance to give us the lore on this C4 attack, telling us that when it explodes, it disperses explosives that are too small for the eye to see into the atmosphere, and therefore into anything that breathes them in. But the thing is, that shit only works against regular eyes. And so while Deidara is up here celebrating his first dub against an Uchiha, we see them eyes are not regular. And look at his dumb ass. He know that butt finna get took. As suddenly we see Curse Mark 2 Sasuke come flying in with the Chidori, going straight through Blondie's chest, wasting no time and inducting another member into the Rin Hall of Fame. As he even points out, Deidara's broke ass is out of chakra too. So from this point on, it's really finna be a breeze. And not wasting this opportunity, Sasuke keeps on yapping with that Chidori on, explaining how it was mad easy to dodge that weak ass attack. But even with them eyes, one thing he didn't see coming was Deidara grabbing his crusty ass disgusting werewolf foot through the bird, while he down here looking like he has freaky things in mind. As Sasuke realizes he done got outsmarted, since he just stabbed a clone. And it even makes Deidara go on a rant about how his kind are all the same. Thugs who just spam Genjutsu. And being that he already got cooked by that once, he'll never let it happen again, because their kind isn't worthy of him. But you know, since we're already talking about Itachi, let's just take a look at this absolutely marvelous ore farming he's getting off. Good lord.
Anybody got lube before I start dick riding? Like, actually.
There's only been a few things more beautiful in my lifetime. I am truly grateful to say I got to witness the peak that is Itachi, man. And you watching this? You are too. But anyway, we go back to Sasuke trying to escape, making Deidara go back to spitting, bringing out another C4, but this time as a raw wave variant, who goes engulfing the entire bird in his gut, looking like Phantom on Thanksgiving, and all while Sasuke gets grabbed up even more. It's gonna be Uchiha sauce everywhere, he getting blown to smithereens. But meanwhile, just look at Deidara. I'm not even gonna play the clip. You finna sit here and stare at this still image. This is a grown man doing this, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It gets to a point where you just gotta take the L. Zetsu will pull up to the next Akatsuki meeting and you're getting flamed. But then he finally pops it out his mouth and goes flying back as Sasuke locks in and sees them veins already flooded with the explosives. Meaning there ain't nothing to do now but accept his fate. Is what you would think, but shit like that don't work on Sasuke. Nope. As you see him just bust out the gut with the Chidori, before of course he resets and poses right quick to make sure Deidara sees how allegedly tough he looks, when we all know this form is chopped buns, before finally deciding to fly towards Deidara, who realizes that the last little bit of Sasuke's chakra is in that Chidori. So to counter, he triggers the bombs, making a crazy, nah, I'm lying. We just see him go flying into the trees, and then ever so slowly falling and booming onto the ground. But he does look up to see something go crumbling away, so surely Sasuke is actually packed up this time. No way he can pull another magic trick out his ass and survive this. I mean, we literally saw the bombs in his body. He's for sure cooked. But also, why Deidara down here laying like a light skin? Regardless though, he gets up proud of his victory as before he turns around and gets rocked and even hit with a replay too. Sheesh! It's something about these blonde niggas in catching hands from Sasuke. His ass don't be punching nobody else. and the brain cells of Deidara to never realize he's in a Genjutsu and constantly thinks he's won is hilarious. This is now 3 times just during this fight alone he done got blue ball because of Genjutsu. But now he just goes bouncing and tumbling all the way up and down the forest before finally getting put on his back. But he's not the only one cooked, because we see Sasuke over here struggling too. As now us, along with Deidara, go on to discover Sasuke was able to disarm the bombs because of his lightning style, since Deidara uses earth style. How convenient. But after a 5-minute yapathon of Sasuke pretty much just big bro and Deidara crazy, really talking to him like he his son for real, something we, like me and you, would never let happen. He starts to walk the Swifty down, while Deidara can't even get on his feet. Legs shaking all kinds of crazy. You think bro just did back-to-back leg days, meaning he has no choice but to resort to Orochimaru style, sending snakes that go wrapping up Sasuke's feet, making him, of course, just fry him with lightning. This dumbass nigga just don't learn. He just gave you a 5-minute lesson on this, dummy. But luckily after that, now Sasuke drops to his knees, chakra tank below E. There's absolutely no way he's finna be able to do any jutsu after this. I mean, look at him. He can't even stand up. And knowing this, now Deidara starts to feel a little tough, saying that since he got some clay left, Sasuke is done. But hearing that don't faze Sasuke in the slightest. He's just sitting there looking like how you look when a nigga lying, but you listening anyway. And that level of nonchalance pisses this man off, because he can't stand people like me and Sasuke being so cool and calm. And since Sasuke is a true elite rage baiter, even after hearing that, he like, yo, I don't care about all that. Just tell me, where's Itachi? And now he is livid, accepting that he can't let this slide again, ripping off his shirt and revealing this crazy looking tat on his chest that even got some Kakazu looking stitches on it. And with this conniving ass look on his face too, ain't no way he not planning something freaky. And I stand absolutely correct, because he proceeds to let that funky ass hand mouth bite the thread apart before reaching in his bag up the pole and start switching it. I mean, pull out some clay before we see a fat tongue bust out this nigga's chest. Hey yo, how the fuck do you even get like this, bro? Like, yo, I gotta know what your parents look like. This shit makes 0 sense. Like, this is a full ass mouth, bro. It got hella teeth and everything, and it's just chilling on bro's chest. Every time he eats and drops some food, you gotta worry about this freaky demon licking it off you. Like, bro, hell no. Ain't no way I could ever trust being around Deidara. I'm sorry. But he now starts feeding it the clay, and it makes his whole body start to look like it's cracking, or he turning into Eddie Brock before saying he's about to detonate himself. And now Sasuke don't look too nonchalant. He probably having Orochimaru flashbacks as we speak, making him try and get up and just fall right back down. Yeah, that ass is grass, buddy. He's really cooked this time, as the seemingly invisible Deidara says the explosion is finna cover about 10 kilos. So unless you're staying anti, you are not finna be able to escape it. As now all the symbiote starts to go into the face on his chest, and it starts to crack. And being a dumbass, Sasuke is still here, just watching, pretty much accepting his fate, as it starts imploding with light and then going blasting off and into the sky, even starting to eviscerate the whole forest, not leaving no wood untouched, as the entire screen gets filled and we see an insane Patrick Star looking explosion about touching the sun, so huge we can see about damn the entire map. And if you zoom in just enough, you can even see Jiraiya chilling in the club for what he don't know yet, but for the last time. And it don't look like he finna be the only one either, because it seems Sasuke get about erased from existence too, along with my goat Toby. Them Uchihas really can't catch a break, huh? Even the village way back here enjoying the show like it's the 4th of July, while the antisocial demon Shino posted up enjoying the view. Already got the shades on and everything. Too bad what he not finna see is more screen time though. Damn. And speaking of that, guess who's the next 2 people to see? Kiba and Sai. Kishimoto really just using this explosion to remind y'all these bums are even still in the series. But anyway, back to relevancy, as Kakashi assumes that has to be Deidara, while Naruto says he wants to check it out too, because I know he itching for round 2. Before we pan to Karin, who tries to sense what happened only to realize Sasuke's chakra is nowhere to be found, meaning the Uchiha clan has been reunited. So finally, the light from the explosion disperses, leaving a fat crater in the ground like Queso went skydiving. But after seeing this, Zetsu reports back to the Akatsuki, letting them know that Deidara, Toby, and Sasuke have all been sent to the fiery pits. And even though that was his brother, Itachi doesn't have a hint of worry on his face. Bro might genuinely be the most nonchalant man of all time. And so, we go back to Suigetsu, who opens up a scroll he was given from Sasuke just to give his mans a nice funeral. What a sweet guy. That is, until we see him pour a drop of Sasuke's blood on the scroll, and I immediately turn this shit off. This nigga finna do a demon summoning? Oh hell nah. Bro just brought out a ninja Ouija board. I will not be there. I'm not watching this. Except, my curiosity gets the best of me. And now I see Suigetsu do a summoning jutsu, bringing out the demon Manda, the giant snake summoning that had Kabuto shaking in his boots, about tooting that thing up just so that he and Orochimaru wouldn't have to fight him. But the thing is, this nigga's cooked. Literally. And not just him, because we see Sasuke come walking around the corner, looking fresh out of Walking Dead before dropping to his knees. Could have been cooked, should have been cooked, and would have been cooked if it wasn't for that meddling plot. Because we all know he can't get packed up yet when there's one more thing he's gotta do. And off in the world somewhere, it's recognized that that time is almost here.